Judas asked, "What will you give me if I hand him over to you?" And they gave him 30 pieces of silver. Now Judas had Jesus with him. Maybe throughout the ministry of Jesus, they were friends. Judas was the follower. They had that close bond. And the time comes when Judas is ready to sell Jesus for something. And they are willing to pay 30 pieces of silver. Now consider whether it's Jesus or whether it's God or whether it is some precious goodness that we have. There could be a time that our physical self or the human self is looking for a deal which is worldly, a deal which will be a type of a selfish motive. Here it was Judas ready to sell Jesus. He wanted to give up Jesus from his life in exchange for 30 pieces of silver. But see what happens next. The moment this Jesus is being sold, or this Jesus is being given out from his life, what remains? 30 pieces of silver. But these 30 pieces of silver are not able to take the place of Jesus. They are not able to replace Jesus from the life of Judas. And what's the outcome? He gave up his life. So that is what can happen to us. Whenever we give up, no doubt we fail in our weaknesses. I mentioned yesterday with regard to betrayals, and this could be the subtopic. We fall into this temptation to betray someone with our human weaknesses. But if we have no intention to come back, to repent for that bad action, we are not going to be successful. You are not going to have that joy of life. That's what happened with Judas. He gave up his life because there was nothing left except the 30 pieces of silver. And that too, he gave up, he threw back to those people who gave him. Because even to use those 30 pieces or to have them in your life, there won't be enough of peace. So each time we try to give up God, each time we try to give up something good from our life or Jesus from our lives in exchange of something what is material, in exchange for something what would be good only temporary, we would only end up with that shallow feeling. It's like having a green tree without its roots. It doesn't last for long. It doesn't remain alive with that greenery for too long. It looks good, but without roots, the tree is not worth a tree. It would be just like wood. Let us ask God that this Jesus story or that story of Judas remind us of our own attractions, remind us of our own temptations, and to face them according to the attention the right things deserve.